Want to save 50,000 pesos in just 1 year? Here's how you can do it. Seriously, it might sound like a huge number, maybe even a little intimidating. But I'm going to break it down for you step by step, making it totally achievable. Think about what an extra 50,000 pesos could do for you. Maybe it's a down payment on something big, an emergency fund that finally lets you sleep at night, or the seed money for a small business venture. Whatever your why is, getting a handle on your savings is absolutely crucial. Saving money isn't just about hoarding cash, it's about building security, creating opportunities, and gaining control over your financial future. It's the foundation upon which you can build your dreams. Without savings, you're always just one unexpected expense away from a major setback. But with a solid savings plan, you empower yourself. You start making decisions from a place of strength, not desperation. This isn't about deprivation, it's about being smart and intentional with your hard-earned money. In this video, I'm going to lay out 5 actionable strategies that, if you implement them consistently, will get you to that 50,000 peso goal. We're not talking about get-rich-quick schemes or anything unrealistic. This is about practical, proven methods that anyone can follow. So grab a coffee, maybe a notepad, because by the end of this you'll have a clear roadmap to significantly boost your bank account. Let's get started. Alright, first things first, and this is non-negotiable. You absolutely need to set a clear savings goal. Just saying I want to save more money is way too vague. It's like setting sail without a destination. You need a specific target, and in our case it's 50,000 pesos in 1 year. Now let's break that down because 50,000 can feel like a mountain. If we divide it by 12 months, that's roughly 4,167 pesos per month. Suddenly it seems a bit more manageable, right? That's about 1,042 pesos per week, or just under 149 pesos per day. Seeing it in these smaller chunks makes it feel so much more attainable. You need to write this down everywhere. On your fridge, as your phone wallpaper, on a sticky note on your computer. Keep that number visible so it's always top of mind. Having this clear, broken down goal does a few powerful things. Firstly, it gives you something concrete to aim for, a benchmark to measure your progress against. Without it, how do you know if you're on track? Secondly, it's incredibly motivating. Each time you hit that monthly or weekly target, you get a little dopamine hit, a sense of accomplishment that fuels you to keep going. It transforms saving from a chore into a challenge, a game you can win. Think about it, every single peso you set aside is a step closer to that 50,000. It's about making that abstract goal very, very real and tangible. You're not just vaguely saving, you're actively working towards 4,167 this month. And psychologically, this is huge. When you see that you're consistently hitting these smaller, more frequent milestones, your belief in your ability to reach the bigger 50,000 peso goal skyrockets. It builds momentum. It's like climbing a ladder. You focus on the next rung, not just the top. So before you do anything else, figure out your exact monthly, weekly, and even daily target. This clarity is the bedrock of your savings plan. Don't skip this step thinking it's too simple. It's foundational. This is the compass that will guide all your financial decisions for the next year. Okay, so you've got your goal. Now how do we find that 4,167 pesos each month? This brings us to the second crucial step, creating a budget. I know, the word budget can make some people groan, but trust me on this. A budget is not a financial prison, it's your financial freedom plan. It's simply a tool that tells your money where to go, instead of you wondering where it went. The first part of budgeting is tracking. For at least 1 month, you need to meticulously track every single peso you spend. And I mean every peso, from your rent or mortgage down to that pack of gum or the extra coffee you bought. Use an app, a spreadsheet, or even a simple notebook, whatever works for you. The key is to be honest and thorough. Once you have a clear picture of where your money is currently going, you can start to identify areas where you can cut back. This is where the magic happens. You'll probably be surprised by how much you're spending on certain categories like dining out, subscriptions you forgot you had, or those little impulse buys that add up. A popular budgeting framework is the 50/30/20 rule. 50% of your income for needs, housing, food, transport, 30% for wants, entertainment, hobbies, and 20% for savings and debt repayment. Your goal is to allocate enough to that savings portion to hit your 4,167 target. This might mean adjusting the wants category significantly, or even finding ways to trim the needs. The beauty of a budget is that it puts you in control. You're no longer a passive observer of your finances, you're an active manager. You can see, for example, wow, I spent 3,000 pesos on coffee shop visits last month. If I cut that in half, that's 1,500 right there towards my savings goal. It's about making conscious choices that align with your 50,000 peso target. Review your budget regularly, at least once a month, and make adjustments as needed. Life happens, income might fluctuate, expenses might change, but your budget is a living document that helps you navigate all of that while keeping your savings goal in sight. This isn't a one-time setup, it's an ongoing habit. Now let's talk about making this whole saving thing a lot easier and more consistent. This is where step 3 comes in. Automate your savings. This is probably one of the most powerful financial hacks out there, and it's incredibly simple to implement. The concept is often called paying yourself first. What this means is that as soon as your paycheck hits your bank account, a predetermined amount is automatically transferred to your dedicated savings account. You even have a chance to spend it on anything else. You treat your savings contribution like any other essential bill, like rent or utilities. It's non-negotiable. Most banks, especially online banks, make it super easy to set up recurring automatic transfers. You can schedule it for the day you get paid, or maybe split it into smaller transfers if you get paid weekly or bi-weekly. For our 50,000 peso goal, if you're aiming for 4,167 pesos a month, you set up an automatic transfer for that exact amount from your checking account to your savings account on payday. The beauty of this is that it removes the human element of forgetfulness or temptation. You don't have to actively remember to save, and you don't have to fight the urge to spend that money because it's already whisked away into your savings. Out of sight, out of mind, but in a good way. This strategy is incredibly effective because it leverages consistency. Even if you start with a smaller amount and gradually increase it as you get better at budgeting, the key is that it's happening regularly without you needing to lift a finger after the initial setup. It builds your savings steadily over time, almost invisibly. Think about it. If that 4,167 pesos is moved automatically, you'll naturally adjust your spending to what's left in your checking account. It forces you to live on less, making it easier to stick to your budget. This single habit can be a game changer in reaching your 50,000 peso goal, or any savings goal for that matter. Seriously, if you do one thing from this video, automate your savings. So, we've set the goal, made a budget, and automated our savings. Now it's time for step 4, which is actively reducing those unnecessary expenses. This is where you really get into the nitty-gritty of your spending habits, and find that extra cash to fuel your 50,000 peso savings goal. We all have them, those little leaks in our financial boat, the daily fancy coffee, the lunches out when you could pack your own, the streaming services you barely use, or those impulse buys at the checkout counter. These might seem small individually, but trust me, they add up to a significant amount over a month or a year. Let's say you spend 150 pesos on a coffee and a snack every workday. That's 750 pesos a week or 3,000 pesos a month. That's a huge chunk of your savings goal right there. The first place to look is your discretionary spending, the wants category in your budget. Be ruthless here, but also realistic. You don't have to live like a hermit, but you do need to make conscious choices. Instead of eating out 3 times a week, maybe cut it down to once a week or once every 2 weeks. Learn to cook a few simple, delicious meals at home. Meal prepping on a Sunday can save you a ton of money and time during the week. Go through all your subscriptions, gym memberships you don't use, streaming platforms you forgot about, software trials that converted to paid plans. Cancel anything you don't absolutely need or get significant value from. Every peso saved is a peso earned towards your goal. Another big one is impulse purchases. We've all been there. You see something you want it, you buy it. Implement a 30-day rule for any non-essential purchase over a certain amount, say 1,000 pesos. If you still want it and can afford it after 30 days, then consider buying it. More often than not, the urge will pass. Also, be mindful of lifestyle creep. As your income increases, so does your spending. Try to maintain your current lifestyle even if you get a raise, and funnel that extra income directly into savings. It's about being intentional and questioning whether each expense truly adds value to your life, or if it's just a habit that's draining your resources. This isn't about deprivation, it's about optimization. Now, we've talked a lot about cutting expenses, and that's incredibly important. But there's another side to the equation, and that's step 5. Finding additional sources of income. Sometimes, no matter how much you cut, you might still find it challenging to reach that 4,167 peso monthly savings target, especially if your current income is tight. So, let's explore ways to bring in a little extra cash. Even an extra few thousand pesos a month can make a massive difference and significantly accelerate your journey to 50,000 pesos. Think about skills you already have. Are you good at writing, graphic design, social media management, or administrative tasks? There are countless freelancing platforms where you can offer these services. Consider a part-time job for a few hours a week. It could be something in retail, food service, or even online tutoring if you have expertise in a particular subject. The gig economy also offers flexible options like food delivery or ride sharing. While it might mean sacrificing some free time temporarily, remember your goal. That extra income is going directly towards building your financial security. Look around your home. Do you have clothes you haven't worn in years, old electronics, books, or furniture? Selling these items on online marketplaces can provide a quick cash injection. It's a double win. You declutter your space and make some money. Don't underestimate the power of monetizing a hobby. If you love baking, crafting, photography, or playing a musical instrument, could you turn that passion into a small side income? Perhaps sell your baked goods to friends and colleagues, offer your crafts at local markets, or give lessons. The key here is to be creative and proactive. Even if you start small, say an extra 500 pesos a week, that's an additional 2,000 pesos a month or 24,000 pesos a year. That alone gets you almost halfway to your 50,000 peso goal. Combining disciplined expense cutting with an effort to increase your income is the ultimate power move for supercharging your savings. Alright, so there you have it, 5 concrete steps to help you save 50,000 pesos in just 1 year. We talked about setting a clear, broken-down savings goal to keep you focused. We covered creating a detailed budget to understand and control your spending. Then, we emphasized the power of automating your savings to ensure consistency and remove temptation. We also dived into practical ways to reduce those unnecessary expenses that drain your wallet. And finally, we explored avenues for finding additional income sources to accelerate your progress. These aren't just abstract theories, these are actionable strategies that work if you apply them diligently. The journey to saving 50,000 pesos or any significant amount starts with the decision to take control of your finances and the commitment to follow through. I really encourage you to start implementing these tips today. Don't wait for the perfect time because that time will never come. Pick one thing from this video and do it right now. Maybe it's setting up that automatic transfer or downloading a budgeting app or identifying one expense you can cut immediately. Every small action you take will build momentum. It won't always be easy. There will be temptations and maybe some setbacks, but by staying focused on your goal and consistently applying these principles, you absolutely can achieve it. Remember, every peso saved is a step closer to your financial freedom. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more financial tips, and let me know in the comments which step you're going to tackle first.